and I'm going to start off with a story that was sent to me earlier today, by our good friend Jim Graham, the Mattress Man. And at first, I looked at the story and got a chuckle at it. In fact, I laughed hysterically when I first read it. Happy birthday, Joe, by the way. And then, after a while, I started to look at this story more and more. And I started to get pretty sick about this. And it's pretty disturbing when you see and hear all the details. No surprise, it comes from the city of brotherly love in beautiful Philadelphia. It's wonderful, of course, when we get these great Philly stories that we can get a chance to bash the city of Philadelphia, because as you know, we're not all too fond about the city of Philadelphia, especially when it comes to its sports teams. Well, here's what happened last night at the Phillies game. Guy and a couple of his buddies from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, are hanging out, and they went to the Philadelphia Phillies game. Okay, well, Chuck Nice will be an exception because he's a nice guy, but and no pun intended on that. But listen, for the most part, you know how Philadelphia fans are. Mattress Man, you know better than anybody too. And Saab, thank you very much. It's good to be live on Friday. Now, this group of kids, 21-year-olds, I shouldn't say kids, they go to the Phillies and St. Louis Cardinals game last night in in Philadelphia. And one of the guys who's at this game from Cherry Hill winds up getting kicked out of the game. And so his friend, who happened to stay behind, decides that he's going to do something pretty fucking disgusting. And this is spread like wildfire, this news. It's all over the national news. It was on the front page of MSNBC.com, CNN.com had it, FoxNews.com had it. The guy decides he's going to puke himself, and not just make himself puke, he's going to vomit all over an 11-year-old girl who was sitting next to him. So, according to to the father of the 11-year-old girl, he happens to be a police officer from a suburb city in Philadelphia. He puts his fingers down his throat, makes himself vomit, and he vomits all over this 11-year-old girl. I got to be honest with you. There are occasions where you look at what people in Philly do in their sporting arenas. They've booed Santa Claus. They've thrown snowballs at their own players. But this is just, I think Brendan just said it, it's just weird. Good God, what would cause a human being to make himself puke and then puke on an 11-year-old girl sitting next to him? Take a look at this story from Channel 3 in Philadelphia. It'll give you a little bit more of a background on the entire situation.
Just a little bit. But first, a lot of people are talking about this. Another blow is dealt to the reputation of Philadelphia sports fans.
Well, a family is the victim of unruly fans at a Phillies game. Matthew Clemens of Cherry Hill is charged with assault. He's accused of purposely vomiting on an 11-year-old girl and her father during Wednesday night's game at Citizens Bank Park. Investigators are saying that Clemens and his friends were sitting behind this family and harassed them for several innings.
And I couldn't believe what I saw. He actually had his fingers down his mouth and into his throat to make himself vomit. She was crying, and that's difficult to see as a dad.
Michael Vangelo says a fan caught a ball at the game and gave it to his daughter to make her experience a more positive one. Clemens also vomited on a police officer as he was being arrested. He's being held on $12,000 bail. Now, we wanted to find out how you felt about this. Let's check out our Talk Philly Facebook page. Now, Candace Henderson says, well, I can't blame the dad for hitting the man who purposely vomited on his child. That's disgusting and should be illegal. I hope he's punished at the highest level. I feel bad for that little girl. She is innocent.
And then Yolanda Nikki Warner says this, what? That was 100 times worse than spitting on someone. That person is sick and needs to be brought up on charges and banned from going to any more games. What a disgusting person. I agree with that banning idea.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Let's go one more. And Melissa says, disgusting also. Why would anyone do that on purpose? And if he did do that on purpose, they should pay dearly. Find at least $1,000 to be paid to the child and banned from sports arenas for life.
Yeah, if you're still interested in speaking out about this issue, you can go to our Facebook page, cbs3.com/talkphilly, and give us your comments.
So here's this guy, a disgusting specimen too. You saw his picture. He had one eye shut because apparently he'd been in some kind of fight. I mean, clearly he had been punched or was in some kind of melee at one point or another. Or maybe that came from the police officers as they were taking him out of Citizens Bank Park last night. I was listening to Philadelphia Sports Radio today because I wanted to get a little bit of an insight as to what was going on and what the feeling was down in Philly. And most people felt, and I kind of agree with them now, is that it's too bad that son of a bitch didn't have both of his eyes wired shut, because he's a disgusting, useless piece of shit. And it's pretty clear that this guy is just a complete low-life moron by picture alone. I know that's terrible. I can't believe I'm saying this because I don't like to judge on physical attributes. How about now? I think it should be back, right? Yeah. Well, because stupid Kevin knocked the mute button back. I'm fucking stupid. Okay, at any rate. What I was saying here. This guy is as low a form of life as you're going to find. And the fans of Philadelphia who are rabid, okay, they are just as bad as fans as you're going to find in sports. I'm going to tell you a quick story real quick about 1996, and it was the one and only time I went to see the Devils play the Flyers in Philadelphia. It was at the old Spectrum, and the Devils had tied the game late and wound up winning the game in overtime. Okay, I'm with my buddy, and we're celebrating, having a great time because the Devils had just won the game in overtime. They were in a tough, tight playoff race back in 1996, and out of nowhere, I'm telling you, I get punched in the face, and I go flying into my friend who goes, and then the two of us go flying a row or two ahead of us. Now, not only did that happen, whoever the hell it was that we landed on then takes me and bear hugs me and won't let me go. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, this is great. Now, not only did he get punched, I'm going to wind up getting